Hey everyone, today we're going to make a graphic similar to this one. Let's get it. Okay, step one, we're going to open up our document, and I like to export it out at 1080 by 1350, so I like to double the size of that. Make sure your resolution's at least 72. All right. Now step two, we're going to import the image that we want to reference. Okay, step three is going to be to make our background. So we're going to have a white background, and then we're going to have these boxes on each side. I'm going to make the one for the Ravens versus the Bills in the divisional round that's coming up this weekend. So we're going to do a blue box over here for the Bills, and then we'll have, or maybe we'll do a red box. We'll do a red box over here for the Bills, and then we'll do a box over here for the Ravens, either a gold or maybe the purple because they'll be in white. So what we're going to do, go down here, we're going to get a solid color. We're going to go to our white. I like to make it just a little bit off white, like not exactly 100% white. All right. And then for the moment, we're going to hide that layer by clicking the eyeball here. And then U is going to bring up our box tool where we can make boxes. I'm going to go up here and change the fill color to, let's go with purple first. So we'll try this purple. Or we just hit I and we can try to sample the purple from his shirt. All right, and now we'll try to make the box here. That looks pretty good for the second. And what I'm going to do is Command J or Control J if you're on Windows, I believe. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change that color to the red. Just grabbing a red here. And hit B just for your selector tool, grab it, and then we're just going to move it. All right, next door. And then if you hold shift and you select both of them, you can then move them around, get them centered around a little bit better. Right there, looks good for this moment. And next we're going to add like a texture layer to the boxes, and then add the play over top, and that'll pretty much be our background. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna import our texture image. I just chose like a paper image, kind of looks like wrinkled paper. All right, hit enter. I'm gonna turn these on. I'm gonna drag this white layer to the bottom. And then with this paper layer, I'm going to just make it go to this red rectangle. And you can hit Option until you see the cursor turn to a box with the arrow. And that'll just apply it to that image. Okay, and then with the paper image selected, you're going to go to the blend layers. And you're going to change that to one of these here. I particularly like the way that linear burn is working. Looks like it gets the colors better for me the way that I like. Okay, and then what we're going to do is select the the paper texture image, and we're going to hold Option and drag it in between them to go to the next image. We want it over on this side now as well. So what you're going to do is hold Option and click that again. And then what we're going to do is select all of these down to the white layer. We don't want to select this one. Then we're going to hit Command G. We're going to group the layers. I just like to call that design so I can easily compare between the two. All right, so that's where we're at right now. And then we're going to add this play here. File, place embedded. We're going to go down to the play. And we're going to hit enter. Then we want to right click on this and go down to rasterize layer. And then W will bring up your wand tool. And then you can select these few that are not taken out. Let's hit delete. Command D to deselect. And then we can double click over here on this side and it'll bring up the layer styles. And what we want to do is have a color overlay. And for the Raven side, I'm going to do black. I think would look good on that side. So I'm going to Command T and then we'll kind of shrink this down. All right, and then I'm going to bring this into the design. And we want this to be in between the red and the purple. We want to hold the Option key. Just so it's just like this one and it's just to this box. All right. And I'm going to go up here. I'm going to deselect this so I can just check these out. All right. Now I'm going to hold Option with the football play selected. And I'm going to drag that above the red box. All right. So now we got one over in the red box. And what I'm going to do is go up to Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical. So then we kind of got to go in the other way and it looks different. Okay, next we're going to add like these like glow effects here. I think for the Ravens, I'm going to try to do like a gold or a yellow, and the Bills, I'll try to do a blue. So, and also, I'm going to select this paper side with the Raven side, the purple side, and I'm going to go up here to edit, and I'm going to transform, and I'm going to flip vertical. Just so it's different variation, you know. Okay. So next I'm going to try to create a little glow effect of some sort here on the side. So I'm going to press U on the keyboard. I'm going to create a small line just going up. And we want to bring this to right below the purple. All right. And we need to move this to the opposite side. And I'm actually going to change this to white. Maybe like a light light purple. Oh, we're gonna go yellow. I'm sorry. Let's try a light yellow. All right, we're gonna call that box. And we're gonna Command J. And then we're going to right click and create or convert to a smart object. Here we're gonna go up to the filter. You're gonna go to blur, Gaussian blur, and we're gonna start at 200. We'll name that 200. Command J. We'll bring that back under the 200. We'll name it 100. And then we'll drop this down, click the Gaussian blur, and we'll change that to 100. And basically you'll do that until you get all the way down to just your normal box. And I'll show you what that looks like here after the break. Okay, after you get all of the boxes and the blur set, went all the way down to 3, and then the original. So what we're gonna do now is grab the original and 3, 6, and 12. Or no, I'm sorry. We're just gonna do 3, 6, and 12. And we're gonna select all of them. And then we're gonna convert to a smart object. We're gonna call that small glow. And then we're gonna select the rest of them, 25 to 200. Right click, we're gonna convert to a smart object. We're gonna call that large glow. Okay, and with the large glow selected, we're gonna go down here. We're gonna add a hue saturation. We're going to hold Option or Alt so you get this icon. Just put it on the large glow. Here we're going to select Colorize. We're going to drop the lightness, add some darkness to it, add saturation. You start to see it glowing. We want to make ours yellow, so more gold color. All right. And then with the glow selected, we're going to select the small glow and the box. We're going to Command G, and we're going to label that gold glow. It's important to have your layers labeled just for easy references, so you know which layer you're on and what you're moving or putting a mask on or whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just Command J. I'm going to call this one Blue Glow. And I'm going to slide this over. Except this time I'm going to go into here. Oops, not there. This drop down arrow. I'm going to select that. And we're going to change the color to blue. Now, what I'm also going to do is with these plays here, I'm going to drop down the opacity of them. Okay, next we're going to import like a lens flare. You can just do a Google search and you can find them anywhere very easily. This is the one I chose. You can find one that's similar if you like, or one that's different. This is the one I was going with. I'm going to change this to blending layer to screen, and then I'm going to hold shift and rotate over till it's straight up and down. I'm going to take this over here to this side. And make sure that's on top of here, actually, for a second. Oh, yeah. Make sure that's back where it's supposed to be. And actually, we're going to select all the way to the red rectangle. It's Command G, and we're going to name that red. And then we're going to do the same for the purple. And that purple is a little more organized. All right, and I got the lens flare. All right, and then what we're going to do is Command J. We're going to move it over here. And then what we're going to do is edit, transform, flip vertical. Now we're just going to blend that in a little. And I'm just going to name this one right and this one left so I know which one is which. All right. And then what we're going to do is select all these down to the glow. We're going to Command G. And we're just going to name that middle BG for background. Okay, next we're going to open up the middle BG here. And on the right side, I'm going to put a mask. I'm going to press G, or you can go over here to the gradient tool. And make sure that you have the basics. You want to go black to transparent. And we're just going to fade that off there, that little end that you could see kind of overlapping there. All right, this looks a lot cleaner. Next, we're going to put the mask onto the background, the middle background here. And we're just going to fade that just a tad. All right, we're going to do the same to the top side. Okay, next is you want to import the players that you're going to use. I've already imported mine, cut them out. I'll link a video up here where I have cut them out and showing you how I go about the process, but there's more than one way that you can cut these out. You can already find them cut out, but once you got your players cut out and to this point, you want to arrange them on the page. I did mine similar to the original design. Here, I might even move them around, but okay, the next step is you want to make them smart objects. All right, and once it's a smart object, you want to Command-Shift-A, and once you're in here, you can raise up the shadows, contrast it, to go to effects, and I like to raise the clarity, a little dehazing, and we're gonna hit OK. And once you do that to all your players, we'll move on to the next. Okay, once you have your players the way that you want and they're set in the position that you want, what you're going to do is put a mask on them. Hit G for your gradient tool. Make sure it's black to transparent. And you're just going to fade that. Right around there. And you're going to do that, for the rest of your players. I'll do one more here. Hit the layer mask. G. All right. And then you're going to want to do that for the rest of your players. Just kind of fade them up. Okay, once you get your players in the spot that you want and looking the way that you want, we can move on to the next couple steps here. We'll make some adjustments though. We're gonna go back into our middle background here, and on both sides, we're gonna adjust the play. Move that up so it's more visible. Maybe even shrink it down. And also, I want to the texture effect onto the red one. I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, and I'm just gonna flip it. Instead of upside down, I'm gonna flip it to the left to the right. Kind of add some more texture right there. All right, and I'm gonna edit the play onto the purple side. All right, next we're gonna add some text here. I'm not gonna do the offense and the defense here. I'm just going to do, maybe I'll just do the total defenses and offensive rank of each one or something. Maybe I won't do anything at all there, but. All right, so we're gonna start some text here behind them. And for them, I'll just select here. I'm gonna hit T on the keyboard, or you have your text tool here. And actually gonna select outside of the design for a moment. So I can get these words looking similar. All right. And I'm just trying to get it close. Do this one, Ravens. And we're gonna do Den. Looks like extra bold. All right, that might not be the right font or the right text, but let's see if we can make something work out of that. I'm going to drag it back through here so it's up behind them. And we're going to make this purple. And then we're just going to slide that over. So we're going to do bills. And then I'll select both of these, try to center them. What we're going to do is try to add some texture to the text. Do a gradient overlay. We're going to undo the reverse here. This, we're going to do like a darker version of this. There we go. And being that we had a transparent one selected, it's just going to go to the color we had, which we can leave it at that. And then we're going to do the same for the ravens. Let's make a darker purple. All right. Okay, next we're going to add this like little burst sign. So we'll get our text tool. And we're just going to do verse. We want that to be taller. Command T. And you can scale that up. We're going to put it behind, in between Allen and Lamar right there. And we're going to change the color to silver. And give that a gradient effect too, most likely. Maybe we can give it some bezel effect, make it kind of like stand out a little. Okay, next we're going to put the stats right here in the front. I think I'm going to just do yards per game and yards allowed per game, so like offense, defense of each one. So for that, I'm going to select our text tool. I'm going to drag it above the design. change the color to the purple. And we're gonna change this to maybe just regular bold. Similar to that. I'm just gonna put this for right this second, but eventually I'll change it to what it's gonna be. Command J. There's this points, but we'll just do yards per game again. And then we'll just put allowed so you know it's defense. It's just a starting point. So basically get that the way that you'd want it. And I'll come back here in a moment and I'll have it all finished up here. Okay, once you get the words the size that you want, all we're gonna do is change the bill's color side to a blue. All right, we're gonna copy that. And then we're gonna go to the gradient. So make this one darker. Okay, and then we're gonna do that to the other one. Oh, yeah, change the color. Okay, and for the Raven side, we're gonna do the same thing. All right, so we're gonna make the arrows. We're gonna go to the shapes. If you don't have that, I believe you can go to Windows, and I believe it's shapes right here. So we're legacy shapes. And just like triangle right here. I'm gonna drag it out. Make sure it's not in the middle background. And we're gonna drag it to where the numbers are. Command T, we're gonna rotate it. And we're gonna shrink it. Maybe even a little smaller. Maybe even smaller. All right. Now we're just gonna copy those. Command J. And we're gonna highlight them both. Command J. And bring them over. I'm gonna select. With them both selected, I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. All right, and these two I will change. We'll try, how about red? All right, and these two I will try to change to a gold. Not try, I will. All right, and with that, we'll try to do a transparent on those. Or a gradient overlay, I'm sorry. And I'll try to do the same to the bill side. Okay, next I'm going to add in the last graphic. It's going to be the divisional round logo. I'm going to shrink that down, put that in the middle there. Put it behind all those words. And then when I add a new layer, we're going to go to our gradient tool. I'm going to make sure white's selected. Make sure white's selected. All right. Shrink that down even more. Trying to find a place for it. All right, that looks good to me. And the last thing I'm gonna do is just put game day here, the last text. And there, we're gonna spread that out a little. All right. We're gonna put a gradient on that. Actually, I might not put a gradient. I might just leave it just like that. We'll put some drop shadow instead. I think I'm also gonna put some drop shadow on the back of this Raven's bills here. So that's back in here. All right, should be the last finishing touches here. I'm gonna adjust these numbers a little. All right, that's looking better to me. Okay, so now we're gonna bring these into the design. All right, we're gonna add a gradient map. And let's do a basic black to white. And here we're gonna change it to overlay. And we're gonna drop the opacity down to nothing, and then we're gonna slowly bring it in. All right, and to me, it just makes the blacks and the whites kind of equal out, kind of be the same, coming from different photos and different areas. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is add another gradient map. And this time, I'm gonna pick one of these. And I'm gonna do the screen, and this is when I'm gonna drop it all the way down. And just bring it in. All right, I like that. And maybe just add a curves, see what that looks like. All right. That's pretty much my design there. You can check out some of the other videos if you want to see how I cut players out, and how I organized and made some other graphics. I'll have links to those videos. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Go Bills.